Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with May I Scraplift You and Load. And it's odd for me to be doing a video on Friday. Friday is the one day of the week, usually the one day of the week that I don't have any videos due to due the next day. And so I generally don't film. If I scrap on Fridays, I generally don't film it. But I thought, why not? And I've just kind of got a mess of stuff on the table right now with ideas I have for scrapping, Scraps for Days on with the Z on the end on Instagram. And she posted this a couple days ago. It's kind of the softer side of Vicki Boutin's color study. It's the beautiful blue paper. Let me show you what it is. It's this paper right here, and I'll tell you the name in a minute. It is line drawing, and obviously this is the A side. It's the B side with all these beautiful blues, and I'm going to try to use this part that's over closest to the branding strip to get these colors in it. And then there's this one, which is blue floral on white with a lot of kind of watercolory stuff around it. And it is called Handmade. And I love these little orange hearts on pink, but we're going to be using this side today. And I don't think it matters. I do like this, and I could do that branding. Let me get that cut before I forget what I said I wanted to keep and then get in a hurry. So what I'm going to do is I'm cutting two 6-inch pieces, and then I have a branding strip. I could use the same one that she used because I'm fixing to cut it off right now. I could use that, and I'll put it over here in the pile, or I could use this pretty blue and white, which is from Mood Board, and I had that left from another project. So the part I want to keep is this one. So that's the 6-inch side. Is that right? It just doesn't matter. So this could be kind of up in that corner there. And I'll save this because I'm going to use this side of it next. Now here, I'm going to cut the branding strip off again because I want the part that's closest to the branding strip. And when you do this and use the paper on the sides that have a lot of this kind of watercolory detail, you're getting, even if you don't do any mixed media on it yourself, you're kind of getting that look. Okay, let's see, do I want to use this side? I think I'll use this one. Then if I do that, then both of the grungy sides are kind of up at the top. And that's okay. There's this over here, which kind of gives it a nice look. So what I'm going to do here is kind of line that up really close, and I'm going to tape it right there and in the middle and down at the bottom, and then I'll decide which branding strip. I like this, but I think I am going to use this one. And it's just because that's kind of what I chose when I was pulling things. So I like that. Now, I'm also going to use 3 photos, and they're going to be unmatted. Now, what she's done to kind of take the place of a matte is she's done some gesso or white paint kind of behind the photos. And we'll see if I'm going to do that. I actually think they'll show up enough on their own. I kind of want to do this. I don't want to cover, see right there is the back of my sweetheart's head, and I'm making this stuffing just for him. I'm going to go with this picture on this side. It doesn't matter. These are the breadcrumbs that I had toasted, and this was the, you know, the wet stuff, the chicken stock and the andouille sausage and all the herbs and good stuff like that. So that's what was heating on the stove. And I have I typed up a journaling card to be the same size so that it would, you know, kind of take up the same, have the same look as 3 like-sized photos. And what it says is, and the prompt was about what we like to snack on, and then the technique prompt was to use as many different types of embellishments as possible, and use as many types of embellishments as there are cheesecakes. And it's based on the this month's theme is Golden Girls, and they were always eating cheesecake. And so this is kind of the idea there. And I'll let the journaling kind of be front and center. And I'm going to go ahead and do this, and because I need to kind of see where this is going to be. It's kind of down here, or do I want it up there? I think I'm going to go ahead and put it down here, and it can kind of go. I want the journaling to be straight and the others to kind of curve. So I'll do that, and then I'm going to back it with some foam. Kind of do that, and then I'm going to double up the foam. And then I'm going to take some and put it on the ends so that I will be, I'm not going to put it all the way to the end, but I kind of just want that propped up. I will tuck some things underneath. Okay, so it's going to go kind of like that. And let me tell you what embellishments and tools and supplies I have. First of all, I have baby wipes, and I have kind of a used paper towel, and I have a stencil from the Vicki Boutin Color Study, one of the 2 stencil sets, and I think it's called Polka Dots. I'm not quite sure what that's called. I have some heavy carvable modeling paste in white, and then I have the Vicki Boutin texture paste in the blue that's perfect, that ultramarine blue, that I thought whatever I do in white over here, I might try to do a little bit in this blue over on the white side. Don't know how that'll turn out. I may end up wanting to cover it all up, so we'll see. I've got embellishments in, you see how these are kind of yellows and oranges there. I've got yellow and orange and blue small embellishments. I've got a little bramble fox heart in navy blue, yellow buttons, this orange bottle cap, which I have no idea. It's kind of a brash sort of orange, not exactly what I'm using there. I've got some puffy hearts in kind of 2 different shades of orange, some puffy dots. That's could kind of be considered orangey. And I've got some blue pearls and blue bling. I've got orange sequins, and I've got kind of a variety of colors. I could probably pick some out. I have some Midnight Sky glitter drops, Nuvo drops. So that would kind of be nice. And I kind of debated whether to use these instead of trying the blue texture paste. But what is the point of all of this if you're not going to experiment, right? I have ephemera in lots of warm colors because I'm not going, I'm kind of trying to bring that out. The background has got all this cool blue, and I'm gonna maybe add those things in. I have this, I'm imagining that my title will be "Oh Yeah," and I probably want, well, so is hers, who knew? I probably want it over on the right, on the white side, so I'll have to put that on fairly soon before I forget, because it doesn't have any white, background. There are lots of arrows and little outline hearts and gold, and even this little rainbow has the warm colors that would contrast nicely, so it might make its way on there. I've got this sticker sheet that has this life captured, happens to be an orange, which is great, but that's also the thing that I wanted on there. Okay, this is okay, let me read the journaling to you so then you'll kind of understand. I told you what the prompt was about. Here's kind of an orange chipboard ring, and there's some little chipboard flowers. Anyway, let me put that aside. The journaling says, our family does snack, but snacking kind of has a bad name, so we just don't celebrate it. And if you ask, we'll try to convince you we snack healthy on fruit and raw veggies and maybe the occasional tray of nachos with guacamole, of course. And the reason I'm bringing in guacamole is I may try to use one of the flares from the May kit. There is an avocado flare here, and there are also some fruits that, since I have a reference to fruits there, I might use that. So I'll pull that out just for consideration, and I will put it in the, everybody's having trouble trying to figure out how to use these flares. I don't use embellishments literally. I don't take them seriously, and I don't use them literally. I throw something on there if I like the color, or if it adds a bit of whimsy and fun to a layout. I've got 3 other sets here that came in the May release. I've got the Splatter set, and there's a nice orange one in there. And I've got the Color Shine set, which this one has quite a bit of yellow and orange in it, so I may pull that. There's this one that the avocado came from, and that's called Fruity. It's meant to be quirky, and so that's how I'd prefer to use it. But since I mentioned guacamole, I might sneak it in here. This one is called Dotty, Spotty, and Stripy. And there's kind of a coral and this yellow, and there are different stripes there. I'm not sure if I'll use that. So let me put those kind of over in that, and I'll choose from that later. So that's what I'm working with. And I guess the very first thing I'm going to do, I kind of know that right here and here would be nice for some of the dotty mixed media to show. And then it needs to be kind of down a little bit lower. So a little bit higher here. let me get a white pen, and I'm gonna do some dots kind of in that area just to give myself a border, and these will kind of get covered up by the mixed media. Then, but that tells me where my photo is, and I also know it kind of ends right in there. And if it does show, it'll kind of look like it was intentional. Okay, so there. And over here, I know it needs to be lower. And I have a blue, I didn't intend this, but I have a blue Copic marker, and I may color a flower center there and a flower center there, and it's already colored there. So I know that that triangle defines that corner, and I'm gonna do something here to know where the corner of the journaling is. And then down here, and you'll never know that that wasn't actually on the paper when we when we get done. Okay, so I'm going to take this off, and we'll work with that while the stuff's drying. Now, I'm not going to use a, oh, come on. It's not coming off. So let me pull, I kind of just wanted to dip my knife into it and get a little bit on it, because I don't intend to do a lot of dotty stuff. But I can't unscrew it, so what I have to do now is squeeze it, and it hasn't been upside down, so it's resisting the squeeze. And I should have taken care of this before I started filming, but I honestly didn't expect to be filming, so that's my excuse. Okay, let me get just a little bit of this on here and kind of do that. Okay, and then I'm gonna this stencil has a little bit deeper holes than some that I have, so you kind of have to work a little bit harder to get the whole hole filled. And it doesn't bother me if I have little partial holes. So, okay, so I think when I put this on and put embellishments over here, that's not going to look like it's so placed, shall we say. Okay, so this one needs to start here and kind of go down, and I'm probably going to lay this on like this. I'm going to wipe off my knife, and I know that the Vicki Boutin texture paste is a little bit juicier, although mine's been open for a little bit, so it has begun to dry, so that's probably a good thing. Oops, I touched that and shouldn't have, but you know, it's meant to be grungy, right? Let me go here, and I'm going over, and this is intentional, I'm going over the stencil that I used white paste without cleaning it. So there's some white paste there, so you may get some blending in with the blue. Okay, I like it. Now, here's where my my stencil helper used to be right on this. If he heard me saying, okay, that does it, he'd start getting up from the couch and walk over to take the stencil into the kitchen to wash it. And sadly, that's just, one of the 8,375,240 reasons why I miss him. But it's kind of an example of what a good guy he was. Now look how pretty that is when you clean it like that. I'm gonna get another, I really don't want this one to keep any texture paste sticking to it. Okay, so that was that. And here's where I kind of wish, and you probably wish, that I edited my videos. Oh, I forgot to tell you that I'm also using this little bag of goodies that Adam Westwood included in my shipment of flares, and it has all kinds of little miscellaneous things. I was thinking of maybe putting photo corners on the 2 open corners of the journaling, and we'll see how that works out. Okay, this is actually not going to take very long to dry, but in the meantime, I'm going to bring this over here and kind of pick some of the larger embellishment elements. Let's see. Let me actually clean my hands so that I'm not getting blue texture paste on these embellishments or on the journaling bit. Okay. I managed to get it all over that little finger there. All right. Now we'll see what we're working with here. I've got this, which I like because it has the orange flower and the blue leaves in addition to the this kind of cream colored flower with the orange outline. Now the white dots are going to be right in there, so do I maybe want this on the side? Maybe something like that. I think I'm going to do that. And I like that it's kind of overlapping right there. I've got this that says Simple Pleasures, and that's certainly appropriate. When you're talking about snacking and someone's favorite foods. So I like that, but if so, that would kind of be my title. So let's do that instead of oh yeah. I want to get it parallel with the journaling because we know the journaling is going to be kind of straight there. And I might want this guy, I'm going to cut it in half because I don't want to lose the part with the leaves, and I really don't know if I want those leaves there. on this page. So kind of put that there. And it is kind of strange, and I won't do it entirely to build the photo cluster completely without having it, you know, laid out on the background. And in this case, the background's going to kind of inform so much about it. I like this, but it's because it's orange, of course, and because it has those blue leaves, but I don't think I'm gonna use it. Let me put it there. I've got this flower. I've got this that might really work right here. It's kind of opposite, and it kind of wraps around the corner. Would it work upside down? Not as well. So let me do this. I'm going to cut into here so that it can overlap the photo. Let's see if that really works. It kind of does. Okay. Let me get this on here. Okay, that's good. I like the orange butterfly. I'm probably going to just prop that on the photo so that I can do this while it's not on the background. And I think the texture paste is probably dry enough for us to use whenever we want to. So I'm probably going to go like that, because you really don't need to see everything that's in that pot. I've got this little pair of flowers in those warm colors. I like it like that upside down. Let me just kind of do that. Take a little bit on, that's okay. And I've got this flower, which could go here at this corner, or maybe we'll see when we put it on the background if it needs anything. Now this butterfly, this is a vellum butterfly with gold foil accents, is absolutely gorgeous, but it's a little bit out of character for what I'm picturing on this layout. So I'm gonna say that my cluster, as far as I can get it right now, is done. And I'm going to put some strips of adhesive tape across some of these groups, kind of bring them up to that level and let them have some dimension. Okay, so we'll see. I'm probably going to put that there. We'll see how this looks when we get it on there. I'm hoping the blue is dry because some of my embellishments are sitting in it. Oops, it wasn't dry. So let me see. Oh, you know what? I can't clean it off. So that's a shame. Let me try with a clean baby wipe. That was not a very bright thing to do, but there are always fixes. I don't know if this is going to fix it, but you know what? We have other flowers that can kind of pop on top of there. Let's get this down before I do any more damage. Okay, so that shows, this shows, let me see, is this where I maybe want to put that flower kind of sticking out from underneath there? Or do I want this one sticking out from underneath and let a little bit of the leaf show? So I'm kind of liking that. I don't want to lose that leaf spread that's on here. I want to use, I'm probably going to use it someplace else, maybe down here, but we'll see. And this could probably be cut in half. No, I think it needs to be big there, and I need to pop it up, and it could overlap, couldn't it? Let's do that. It can overlap right there, because you don't need to see all the bread. I just don't want to lose John's little bald head there. We didn't take photos of the Thanksgiving table or any people at Thanksgiving. You know, we had no idea it would be our last together with John. Okay, there. Now you can't see the blue I got all over that, but I possibly could kind of squeeze that in there, or how about here? And you're going to say, why did you cut it off then? And that's a good question. Okay, there. I didn't want it to cover up much of that. Okay, I'm going to just kind of put the original aside. I have the essence of the original done. Now I'm going to kind of Kathy it up. So, one of the things I know I want to use is this orange-hued chipboard circle. Let's see, do I want anything else off of here? I like this arrow that says love this, and I'm going to have it up here covering the whatever political news was on CNN at the time in November. You can imagine what that was. And let me get the orangiest part of that up there, so I'll hide the pink. And it goes really nicely with that piece of ephemera. And that gives me, it gives me kind of the start of some circles that will be nice to place flair, because you got to have flair. I honestly do not know. Well, I used to, back in the day, love, and I used let's brads in the same sizes as the flares that you're getting now. And I used to use those on every layout because I liked having the round, and I liked when they were, you know, and I still have some that are kind of surrounded by metal. Okay, I'm just going to put life captured. It's actually stuffing captured. What else do I want to use from here? I'm going to get the I'll get the flare on there. Let's see where we want the flare and which flare we want. I know for sure I want this orange splatter. So I'll pull that out, put a little dot back here, and then figure where it's going to go. Maybe right here. Okay, and then I can put some other things around there. So that's good. Then I was thinking about, let's see, I have the avocado here. This meal doesn't have avocados. I mentioned avocados or guacamole on here, but this meal doesn't have them. So I'm going to bypass that. I'm going to go instead with this abstract thing from the Color Shine collection in the May release. And I'm going to kind of slide it in under the butterfly. Okay, there we go. Now, I think I'm going to go with a yellow one next and maybe put it kind of down here. And I've got yellow buttons that can reinforce that circle. And I may glue a wood star on here, or maybe that navy blue heart. I'm getting dings on this, and that's worrying me. That maybe my filming has stopped. No, it's still going on. I set it to airplane mode and do not disturb, and I hear dings, but it could be my laptop that's open here. I normally close my laptop. Let me do that. Okay, now I've got a tiny little just orange brad that I can use maybe right here. And I'm going to let's see. I have a craft knife, but I think I have it in a different location. So where was I going to put that? I had started, let's see, I was going to do it right there. So let me just kind of punch through with my, and yes, I know I could have removed those, but again, I wasn't kind of thinking. And I like that more, actually, I am going to remove these because it's just us here, and I'm not trying to win any coherence awards. Let's see. This is a bright orange, so I prefer to tuck it and not have it kind of sitting out there by itself. And that's kind of just me. And yes, there is a hole in the paper now, but you know what can go there? Is a tiny little yellow button. I'll put a little glue. Get that there, and then I'll find some other tiny element to add so that that's kind of a trio. So now let me take a blue button. Could be the thing I glue to this yellow flare. That would look nice. And I've still got that navy blue heart, which could let me put the heart. I'm going to put it over here, just kind of overlapping that flower on the part where we cut these leaves off. And let me do a yellow button maybe right here as part of that. Let's see, the other flare is here, so I need something round. Let's see if we have something, or it doesn't necessarily have to be round. Let me use one of the larger stars. Ooh, I've got a large wood heart that could go there, kind of propped up on this guy. And then I can glue something tiny. What do I want it? Well, let's put one of these little orange hearts. I'm going to put a blue heart. Okay, there. And let's put an orange heart, maybe right there. And a white one up here, kind of going with that little trio there. Okay, let's do the photo corners. This craft photo corner I think might stand out nicely right here. It's not wrapping around that corner very well. Come on. I'm not having a lot of luck with that. I haven't used these yet. Tell you what I might do is just peel that off. Let me try it again. Or I could try it here. That photo, I'm gonna disabuse myself of that idea and hold off on that. Let me pull some of these really beautiful gold foil hearts, and I like the idea of kind of putting one right there on the journaling, and here's a little orange puffy heart that I can overlap that with. I really wanted to use one of these stars, at least one. If not, I'm going to put one right there. Okay, and I love this little floral brad, and it's meant to go with this piece of paper, but I don't like the design on that. I'm using my scissors that I use to cut metal, cut those little metal things off. Let me get a pop dot for back there, and I'm going to use it on this corner maybe, or where should I put it? It's just got a really pretty orange flower in the center of it. Right here, I think I like it there. And then we'll start blinging it up with just a little bit of, really tiny stuff. So we're using as many types of embellishments as there are flavors of cheesecake. That's our technique prompt today. So I'm going to use a blue pearl kind of down here, and I'll use a white one over on this side, maybe right there. I'll use a piece of blue bling, maybe right there, and a big piece of blue bling, maybe right up in here. And I'm going to build a little triangle there. I think that's all the bling I'm going to use. I've got these puffy dots. I'm going to use these kind of orangey. Let me move that closer. There. And I'm going to go here with that. And maybe do I'll do one of these. I'll do a star, an orange star. Kind of do it right there. And then I've got a little bit going on down here. So let me put I'll do a yellow star down here. Okay, I've used buttons. I've got this orange paper clip that I could use on the short side, maybe. Right there. And I think I want something blue right here, maybe this big blue pearl. There it is, it's stuck to my fingernail. Okay, I think we're nearing the end here. And I'm going to do Nouveau drops. Let me see if there's anything else on here that I want to use. I love these little kind of, I don't know, holographic gold dots, but I've got enough small stuff on here, and we have used a sticker from here, so it's not a requirement to do something. Okay, I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little blue star just kind of right there on the journaling block. Okay, that's just kind of a tiny little accent that doesn't do much. I'm going to use some of these open gold hearts. Where, maybe right there, and I'll do another one kind of overlapping sort of like that. And then I'll do a third one kind of on its own. Down here. I'm going off like that. And I will see if I can find a heart that's the right color. Here's a blue one. So I'll overlap it down there, and that kind of gives some things on that vertical line. And I want to use at least one little gold arrow. And I'm going to use it again to point to John. And it's okay to have an arrow on top of a flower, right? that happens in nature, right? Here's a little goofy heart that's kind of missing some gold foil. So where can I put it? I'm going to put it maybe on top of this splatter here. Kind of overlapping the photo. Okay, I'm done. Except for the Nuvo drops. And let me test the Nuvo drops. I know better than to use them without testing. And I haven't used this color in a while. Okay, so that's gonna work, I think. And I'm gonna kind of go in some flower centers and kind of join in over here with the dots. And maybe I'll do that inside this little loop. They're just going to kind of be spread around. I'm going to do some on top of some of these white bits and let some of the white bits show. And I'll do that down here as well. This is so pretty, all those layers of blue. There's so many blues in this paper alone that it's just amazing to look at. I could just stare at it all day. Okay, I'm done. Thank you for watching, and again, let me pull the original here, and I need to thank you very much for your inspiration. Close up the baby wipes. Scraps for Days, and I love this. Mine's a little bit different, but I certainly drew my inspiration from you. I love using those two pieces of paper together. It's kind of along the lines of the Chamel challenge that you're seeing, the half and half, side by side kind of challenge. And I don't do a lot of layouts like that, so I really enjoyed seeing this one. Kind of also looks like a TN spread, and I did imitate a TN spread this week, so yay. You know what? I just saw a little orange heart, and I have to use this little orange heart somewhere. Where does it need to go? Maybe up here by this blue one. Kind of going that direction, and the little blue one will go that direction. There we go. Okay, so it needed that, right? I couldn't have done it. And again, I didn't use that bright orange bottle cap. That's the only bright orange I used, and I could, you know what, let's do it. I'm gonna stick it up under there, and it'll just barely be peeking out. I'm gonna put some glue on it. I need to get rid of it. I used to have a, gosh, I don't know what you even call that thing. A machine that made like resin flares or something like that. I'm going to stick it under this flower. I'm going to try to do it without messing up the Nuvo drops. I'll just kind of stick it right there so you can see a tiny bit of it, and it's kind of propping up the journaling, and it props up the flower too. So, okay, we needed that. Thank you for watching, and I will, I'll see you the next time I get a bee in my bonnet to do a scrap lift. I told Crystal Barrett, Pineapple Papers, that I would be doing a lift every Thursday, and then other days as I was able to. And so this is one of those days that I was able to, and I saw one that I very much liked, and that I had supplies I could use to mimic it. So again, thank you for watching. I appreciate all of you. Bye.